when you purchase the ProSession toolkit, you get an Ableton Live set that has all three devices already on it: a ProSession device, a ProSession HUD, and a ProSession HUD remote. Now in your sets, you may use more than one ProSession HUD or more than one ProSession HUD remote, but you'll usually only have, actually should never have, more than one ProSession device itself. You really shouldn't need to. You just want to make sure to put that on a track that's easily accessible. By default, in this particular set, we give it its own MIDI track so that you can also use the HUD remote's MIDI mapping capability. But you're not going to put any actual MIDI clips on the track, so you'll never have it doing that. So you'll probably set it to monitor in, and this way it's always listening to a particular MIDI controller, but you're not going to be recording anything on the track. Okay, so first let's look at the ProSession here. You're going to notice if you click on it, if you click on the names, you're going to see the 4 parameters that you get by default: the track volume, panning, and the send A and send B. And if you do hold down the Shift key, you're going to get the first 4 device parameters that are on the device that is the default device for that track. Now, first off, on the ProSession track, there's just an empty MIDI device that we put on there just so it doesn't conflict. You don't accidentally change something about the ProSession devices themselves. But if you click on one of the audio devices, you'll see that we've already mapped a simple EQ3. We put an EQ3 on each of the audio tracks, so you immediately get 3-band EQ on those tracks. And on the MIDI devices, we put some simple MIDI basics, which is a combination device that lets you change the pitch, transposition up and down of your MIDI clips, and also use kind of an overdrive to change the velocity of your MIDI clips. So that's the basics. You'll notice you won't be triggering any clips, but they will be triggering up here as if they had triggered no clip until you actually put a clip in the track. The master will let you change the overall volume and the overall panning, and you can also even change the parameters of the send and return tracks. Just click on those. Clicking on the body of those will also let you change things, but obviously there are no clips on the send and return tracks, and there are scenes on the master. You can trigger scenes directly from there. Okay, you notice as I click on the different names, the different tracks within our session view look-alike here, the ProSession HUD will automatically track to show you what is the default, what it considers to be the default device for that track. Now sometimes you'll click on a particular track heading. You'll notice normally it gives you a slight pause so that if you are clicking around quite a bit, quickly triggering tracks, you won't necessarily get a lot of flashing, but I'm holding it down a little bit here so you can really see what's going on. So say on here, I wanted to change what device I was looking at. I can always change it and then use the set command to assign a default. Now, the HUD is over here on the same track, and we just have it, or excuse me, the HUD remote is here on the same track. We just have it collapsed because it's not something you're really going to look at a lot. It's the sort of thing you just set and then sort of leave it on its own. So it has its default MIDI mappings and its default OSC mappings all already set for it there. And if you want to see how that's done, look at the longer tutorial video or check your manual out. So this is really just to show you this is what you get in the basic set, where your devices are living, and how you might use this as a starting point for your sets.